Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU the Mighty Mix, plumber full of anticipation for the reasons that I will list very shortly. But before we do that, how about we just go straight into the game. Last time on Endless Space, that sounds like a manga or any series kind of thingy reminder what happened last time, but pretty much what happened is I got kicked in the face by the United Empire, got into my rage mode, and right now am about to declare a full-fledged war against them, even though we are technically at war already, but I want to be at war even more with them because I hate them so much. Oh, and actually I missed that guy. Oh, it's just a scout, so that's not a big problem. Still, it got me by surprise. Now, I did a little bit, just a tad of stuff off camera, and this mostly included things that are important for empire management, but really dull and boring to record. So, for example, I made sure that that every single one of my planets, with some minor exception to those that are least productive, have predictive logistics because it does increase your industry by a lot. And even the planets that do not produce my fleet could use some extra industry. For example, if I ever wanted to create some other upgrade on the system, then I would be able to do so in a relatively fast-ish fashion rather than waiting forever. Also, it also increases the income you get, but I'm not too sure if it actually matches the amount of dust that you have to spend on this improvement, so that's questionable, depending from the system, obviously. So that's one thing. Also, in some systems, I also noticed that I'm about to go into stagnation, so I also made sure that I am about to colonize in those various systems. For, in this example, Lucia. Is there anything else system or rather empire-wise that I wanted to mention? Not really. I did notice, however, that, well, I am losing 178 dust. That's because some of my systems that were providing with dust have changed production into, predictive logistics or colonizing new worlds. However, as soon as they finish, which will be relatively soonish, I'll only lose like 24 dust per turn because that's what I was getting before I started recording, which means that I could probably try and decrease my tax rate, but only in the next turn or maybe the turn after that, depending from what happens. I don't want to lose my money too fast. I can't afford to lose it. I have quite a bit of it. Though remember that just recently we had 7,000 dust. We already have 5,600, which is a drop, obviously. Now, you may also have noticed that some of my systems are in stagnation. Well, I guess there's nothing to do about it because if you remember the system, yeah, there's nothing I can do about it whatsoever. However, Lessons on the other hand is in stagnation, but I can do something about it, and I have scheduled psychological insulation, which is important because with more industry and even more population, I will be able to pump out those ships twice as fast, at least, which is quite important, I might add. So even though I do suffer from my ship production right now, in the end I believe it will all be worth it, obviously. Why are you so slow? Well, I guess it did travel for quite a distance. If humanity would be able to make such a distance, then we would already be in Alpha Centauri at least, I imagine. Actually, much further away. But whatever, it doesn't really matter now, does. What matters is what we are about to win. I don't accept anything else other than a complete and utter annihilation of the enemy empire, which I believe I stated quite clearly in the past. There are two more in this very fleet. I don't need this to happen, so how about I swap those and merge with those fleets, and we have two small fleety, I don't know how to call them so that it sounds cute, so I guess I will not do so indeed. But they are what will soon be a majestic powerhouse. By the way, how are we doing in terms of meter? Still on the last place, but it will change very soon, I assure you. I hope so, at least. In terms of wow, we dropped to second. How did we do that? Don't ask me, I don't know. We lost our place in terms of fleet production, but that is okay. That's probably because I stopped, converting interest into dust. Though, then again, it all stays within this fleet area, so I guess that didn't change. That is a net change of 0. So I'm not sure what happened there, but it doesn't really matter. It fluctuates quite often, and as you can see, Pilgrims dropped to a last place. Apparently the war with Ambius isn't going as well as they thought it might, and Croatia are doing exceptionally well, which is frightening. Nobody has seen them yet. I mean, my allies have, that's why I can see them, but pretty much they have been just sitting quiet, amassing the forces. This is pretty scary, because while the Ambius Yes, they did grow to be a powerhouse, but right now they are under attack from 3 separate factions. They are suffering quite heavily, even though they did manage to counterattack and actually deal some damage to the Pilgrims, according to these stats anyway. They still, even though they are powerful, they have to deal with a lot, and because of that, they are effectively not as powerful as they should be regarding to the number of systems they control. Hordes, on the other hand, they have had no wars since the beginning of the game at all. They are the only factions that is like that, and it gives them a significant advantage in pretty much every possible way, which is frightening. Now that I explained that, well, those little thingies, how about I actually continue on with the turn, because I don't believe there is anything all too important for me to do right now. I am about to... Oh, hold on a second, Silver Brick Constructors is ready? When did that happen? And I am almost done with Evolved Construction on top of that. Wow. This is crazy balls. Crazy balls. Why do I say crazy balls? Whatever. But you know what? I think I will resign from Seamless Construction, instead go for non-barbarian filtering, or, you know, in a single go, skipping Seamless Construction altogether. It will save me some knowledge spending in the long term. Right now, obviously my fleet is going to suffer a little, but I believe it can take it. So how about we go for Stasis Spheres right away, and also, this is a cool upgrade. It costs a wow. No, it doesn't cost a wow, but it costs a lot. So I guess it's not as cool as I would quite like it to be. Also, well, I could definitely use some better, what do you call them? Deflectors, because I have a lot of them on my ships installed, but the enemy is invested quite heavily in the kinetics, so I should do something about that. So my line of thought is, well, since we would get this amazing upgrade anyway if we went for plasmid abilities, we might as well do just that. So we will go for plasmic abilities, skipping entangled systems altogether, because we don't quite... Actually, wait a minute, we do need one of those two. And what is going to be more useful? The answer to that is entangled systems, definitely, because those two, they are system improvements. I don't need them quite yet. So I'm going to go for entangled systems. Right after that, I'll go for plasmic. Actually, maybe it costs less knowledge. That's why this is the choice. 7,000, and this is 7,000, so there is no change in that. So we got that out of the way. So we're going to go for plasmic abilities, and after that, it's actually a difficult decision, because I do need some dark deflectors. Yes, I do. But on the other hand, this on my Morph would be amazing. But my Morph already dies to like a single or 2 volleys of enemy ships, so I guess it doesn't matter all too much if I have this, if I cannot even sustain my Morph to stay alive. So that's why I'm actually going to skip this one. Thank you very much. Okay, with that out of the way, we might as well retrofit our ships so that they already construct in their new form, and I will not have to pay for their retrofit later on. So let's start off with Area, as we usually do. It should have... Oh wait, we already did that. Never mind then, apparently I'm a dummy, which we all know probably at this point. So let us end the turn. Now, why am I for anticipation? Well, because I'm about to win 2 million golden, PPL, and, you know, the Polish value. Oh, because I just, you know, went to the lottery, bought a bunch of tickets, and now I expect to win. Why? Actually, there is no real reason. I just I wanna win. That's as simple as that. I don't see why I shouldn't win, right? It's not like we only have, I'm not sure, 81 winners in the lottery since its beginning of operations, which was probably way before my birth. But I wanna win, and I'm gonna win, just because I say so. And boy, could I use the money. Oh yes, indeed, I could very much so, because studying in Korea is crazy expensive. Yes! Wait, yes? Question mark? We'll talk about studying in Korea a little bit later, because this is an interesting issue. Sowers want to invite us to Alliance, but let's have a quick look at the Sowers. As you can clearly see, they are already at Alliance with Pilgrims, so probably joining the Alliance would mean that we would have a powerful four-way Alliance that I wanted to have anyway. However, this will probably also mean that we are going to end up at war with Amoebas right away, which is not something that we are ready for quite yet. I'm not sure about this one. I'll have to think this one through while I stow and make some other decisions. So let's have a quick look. Okay, the Amoebas just sent a ginormous fleet towards the general destination of Pilgrims, which is good because it would take it a while to reach the destination and then come back on top of that. And they only have, well, they have very powerful fleets still there, and there's an endless hero. Hello, this is a problem. So I'm not sure. I mean, I really want to create this alliance. It has been my goal since like the beginning of the game, but I just need like one or two more turns to actually have the military capabilities to even protect my borders. Right now, if I ended this war, what would happen is Amiibos would just be able to, oh well, we have no problems. They will separate those 3 fleets and go to 3 of my systems. No problems capturing them all together at all. I do have some of my ships, and I'll probably be able to win a battle or 2 at the cost of losing those ships. I don't want this to happen. I need to amass some ships rather than just keep throwing them away. So even though it hurts me, it utterly does. Oh, and I forgot to set up my timer. That's good. So even though it does hurt me quite a bit, I'm afraid I'll have to resign from this alliance. I will not click refuse though. I'll just end it there. Maybe the AI will forget that I forgot. Maybe AI will think that I forgot to click something instead of just straight up ignoring or even saying that no to them, which is indeed pretty annoying. I mean, I imagine I have quite a bit of concrete artifacts which increase my trade route bonus says on Empire, which is nice. Not extraordinarily important, but it is nice. Oh, and I just realized, because hold on a sec, what did I realize? Oh yes, I'll talk about that. Wow, actually, those trade up bonuses, they do provide with a huge amount of dust and science. I should look into that off camera and create a bunch of improvements on more of my systems, because apparently this is a way to go to get rid of my dust problem and increase my science on top of that. So this is very important to know. But what I wanted to say that is way more important is the fact that, well, yet again, for the, I don't know, bajillionth time in the series, Agesia is stagnated. Nevos obviously too, but I don't care about Nevos at all. I could probably, no, I cannot do anything on it to actually avoid that, so that is, never mind. But Agesia is stagnated, and you know what that means? It means a lot of procurators. A lot, well, actually, how much is a lot? Well, I can create 2 in a single turn, so I guess I'll set up for that right now. Honestly, obviously I have 2 choices. I could either transfer them to Lessos, because soon I will have place in the system because of psychological insulation, to, you know, put in more people into that, which would increase my production even further. And it is already huge, as you might obviously see. But sending those people to Ephesia would provide me with some really nice science and that's bonuses, which is pretty important at this stage of the game, because Ephesia, not only it can actually create some fleet because it has a decent production, not a great production but decent, but more to the point, it has the best science and the best dust. Actually, it is the only system that is making dust rather than losing it, and it has the most improvements on top of that. So it just tells you the weight of the system, and that I should really look out to that. What I also need to do is make sure that I exploit some of those plans. So you, for example, you do need 3D replication plans, thank you very much. There was other system that I indeed expanded on. Which system was that though? Lessos? No, it was somewhere in this area. Servos! Yes, I believe it was Servos. Yep, there is it. So I'll go for, yet again, 3D replication plans. I could obviously... hold on a second, something is wrong there. Okay, I could obviously do with severe anomaly reduction, attack that I still didn't research, but knowing, as I said, knowing myself, I'll forget about it. And even though it does hurt me quite a bit, it doesn't hurt me painfully enough for me to actually care. That's what I wanted to use. So how about we make Fritz go into the destination I wanted to go, and if in 1 or 2 turns Source I accept this, give us this proposal again, then I'll obviously and gladly accept it. Now, Hisha are doing quite well in fighting Source. They're protecting the Ein or whatever world with passion and compassion, and that's not a need, I hope, guess, not really. But I'm not too sure that if they have a chance of fighting chance against this kind of fleet. And where are the rest of the fleets anyway? There is one that is decent, that, well, they have quite a bit of fleet, a lot of fleets, but they are pretty spread out, and as you can see, some of them aren't even doing a lot. Yet again, this is an issue that has been improved in the patch that we got, that I'm not using right now for the simple reason that it would corrupt my servers. I mean, it wouldn't corrupt them, but it would disallow me to actually use them, so that's why I'm not using it. I explained it to you already like 2 times, so I guess I shouldn't do so again, but it doesn't hurt doing so, I guess. Right, so now that the AI is finishing its task, I can actually go on with my investigation. Sorry, I was watching Phoenix Wright, so that's why I said investigation. You, dear sir, you leveled up. That is very nice. What can I do with you? Well, I do believe... Oh, yes, that wielder is going to give me quite a bit of abilities for adventurer, but those are abilities for fleet, not for what I call systems. So I will indeed resign from that. And actually, hold on a second. Whatever. Whatever or not whatever? Whatever. Okay, so what I need for this hero is obviously Veteran 3. Wait a minute, he's only level 12? I was sure he was on max level. Was I dreaming or something? Is that the hero in Servos? Yes, it is the hero in Servos. Wait. Lesus, I mean. Yeah, that's right. So he's that great with this levels? Oh, yes, it was the fleet hero that was so high leveled up. Okay, never mind. I got real confused there for a second. I guess it happens. Well, those heroes all look alike to me. Alright, a lot of ships have been made, and by a lot I mean 4. Well, that is a bit, I guess. And I have my procreators ready on Agesia as well, so I might as well create a fleet and send them straight to Fessia. It is close by, and as I said, it does give me quite a bit of bonus eye, so I might as well use this system rather than any other. That's good. All my fleets doesn't really matter all that much. What do I use? Please continue moving on. I do have my main fleet that is about to make a move. Actually, do I have my main hero assigned to anything? Or is he just dead? Yep, he is just dead. So how about I assign you to fleet? I need to rename it as well. I forgot about that. So how was it? Jinsin? I believe that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. Okay, so let us assign a hero right here, level 20 other hero. He is a human, but we already explained why we can bear with him. And if you don't remember that, and I guess it doesn't matter because it was not all that important as well. So, are we actually ready to end yet another turn? Well, skipping through them quite fast, I have to admit. Which is positive in always considered. So let's continue doing so. Alright, so I don't really need 2 million golden to go to Korea and have my life secure. I only would need roughly... Wow, what is that? Let's have a quick thought. Yada. Well, let's just say that 240,000 would allow me to pay for the university all the way along for all the years in my university, which is a lot. So yeah, I'll have to get that money eventually. I guess I'll have to assemble it over the years. I'm still not too sure how is the... What? Hold on a second. A wall? Amoeba? You traitorous bastards! How did that happen? Oh, I see. Hisho decided to make a deal behind my back with the Sowers. Well, I wanted to be an alliance, but there's a reason why I declined it in the first place. Oh boy. Well, fortunately, there's something that very fortunate indeed that happened right here. As you can see, the Cravers just made a major push on the Amoeba swords, and they managed to capture Plakid, whatever, and Serial with relative ease. So, all in all, I am actually protected against Amoebas, and it will take a while for them to actually send any retaliation force, and even if they do so, I am protected either by Swords, by Cravers, or by Swords that are indeed trying to take Kion for themselves, which is nice, but this is not what I planned for, and in the end it is troubling me that my ally decided to do so. Yet again, in the patch you are actually able to leave your alliance before that happens, though obviously I wouldn't do so right now. I wanted to accept that deal anyway, just not right now. Now I'll simply have to bear the consequences and try to make do with what I have. Right, so my main fleet actually made it to Lost. Let's have a quick look how powerful we can make it. It already has Morph, it has 3 areas, and Destiny Ascension on top of that. So how about we go over this Morph, and now let's merge those 2 guys together. Pretty Yeah, that is a pretty nice filler up, 18 out of 18, so this fleet is full-fledged, ready for an assault. So I'll just make one final correction that is relatively important, and that is retrofitting my ships a little bit yet again. So, plasma shields, that's the first thing, and positron torpedoes, that's a second thing. So we need 5 of those, I want 5 of those anyway. So those are decay shells, as you can see, they are pretty neat. Either 300 damage max or 200 damage minimum. So that's pretty much 2 rockets, and sure that if they hit and are indeed able to deal their full damage, 2 rockets can easily take down any of the small ships. And the bigger ships are going to suffer severe damage. And I do have quite a bit of areas in my fleet, so that just tells you something. Also, it has 20% critic chance. Remember that I have this critic chance even further increased because of Morph, and the critic multiplier increases this by 3. So this this quite simply means that I'm awesome. Okay, I am not, but this ship is indeed. Now I was only able to go for 2 quantum dumping shields instead of 3. This is because with those 2 decay shells and quantum dumping do weight quite a little bit more than their weaker counterparts. So now what I have to think about is, do I want to reserve for something else to get more quantum damping? That is a good question that I think the answer to is no. Right? I could theoretically take some from plasma sacks, but they already barely do you any damage. Yes, they do deal some damage, but that is only because I have so many of them, and I want this to keep this way. And also they're very helpful for destroying this ship as fast as possible. Because decay shields, yes, you fire and forget, but it takes ages for them to actually regenerate ships. Well, kinetics, they just take like a split second to actually do so. So this is why they are kind of useful actually. So that I want to keep to them. And well, I guess I will be a little bit weaker to beams. Fortunately, the Emperor doesn't use a lot of beams, but Cravers or Amoebas might. So we'll see how well that goes. So this is area retrofitted. Morin, few need retrofitting. 9 plasma shields, we are going to improve that pretty neatly. With 8 quantum damping, and we have a little bit of tonnage left, so we could use that for deflection, though it would be extraordinarily weak, and I quite honestly could care less about this kind of stuff. So more important for me, 25 HP is not a lot either, but it would provide me with some extra chance to survive, maybe. Well, I'll go for it. Hey, why not? Might as well. I had a choice between that and kinetics, and this is more universal. Usually I'll choose kinetics, but I thought that it would be cool to have a bit of armor on top of that. So that's this retrofitted, and my beauty reborn. I should call this ship reborn rather than ascension, but it would be against the spirit, wouldn't it? Okay, so positron torpedoes, I need to replace that. I also need to do something about plasma shields that I had 17 of. That is a lot. So let's make sure that we still have 17 of. As I said, this ship is work in progress, so that's why I want to make sure it survives, and that's why it focuses on defense modules rather than offense modules that I'll replace defense modules with after I'm sure that I can make this beast indestructible and also a fearsome weapon. It is already quite fearsome now. That said, and now I cannot afford any decay shells, and I want them. I want them real bad, so I'll reserve for quantum damping. 1 and maybe even 2. So right now I do have 3 tonnage left. Unfortunately 3 is not quite good for anything, unless maybe if I resign from those 2 guys and go for yet a little bit more of quantum damping, and still I can not go for more torpedoes. I could get for some more HP, quite a bit of it. Wait, how much is that? I have 1818, that's 1680. So wait, it's quite a bit. Or I could go for a little bit of beam, just to mix things up, so that's actually what I'll go for. That said, I'll have 2 tonnage left if I go for that, but if I go for this support module, I have my tonnage used. Well, I have 1 tonnage left, so it's not a big difference. If it's not a big difference, I would gain quite a lot of defense. But honestly, I want the ship to be a little bit awesome on top of just being cool. So it will have pinch guns just because, hey, why not? So apply, thank you very much. Now I need to retrofit this ship, please. So how about we could retrofit them all in one go. But we are going to pump out quite a bit of upgrades very, very fast. So I'll just retrofit I will not retrofit anything. Unless there is a need for it, obviously. But right now, the reason why I actually designed those retrofits is so that I could upgrade the kills. I wouldn't have to pay for this stuff ever again. Which is quite important, as you might imagine. 4 more ships down in Lessos. I'll obviously send them to Laos to assemble with a little bit more fleet. What is that? Is that a scouting ship or is that actually an invasion? It is an invasion, but hey, I am actually ready to fight it. Question is, do I want to fight it? Yes, I do. I want to commit. This is my hero. He's my hero. And he's got no movement points left, so never mind though. Well, maybe this invasion part will actually try to travel to a different system. We'll see how it goes. Right now, I believe we can indeed end the turn right here. So yeah, if you want to study in Korea and you are indeed not from Korea, then you have to pay quite a lot. Fortunately, pretty much everything else is real cheap in Korea except for housing. I mean, you can get it in a relatively nice price from the university. And what's it called? You can live in a dome. Is that the word? I believe it is. But if you want to do anything else like that, then you have to pay a quite severe amount of money, unfortunately. But all other needs, like for example food or clothing, is real cheap. It's even cheaper than in Poland, which I never expected to say, because Poland is so very cheap in terms of that. And yet, apparently, from what I am told, Korea is even better. Okay, so Amoeba hate me even though they were warm for just a second ago. You look what you did! Well, then again, it's not me who backstabbed Amoeba, it's my ally. So it's not as bad as it could be considered to be. So that's very, very nice indeed. Okay, so Amoebas are angry with me, but they did not quite do anything about that just yet, which makes me happy. Enemy fleet has begun its thingy, so I guess all that is left for me to do is to actually counteract. So how about we go to the system and not make it in time? Don't worry, we will make it in time, it will just not make it within this very turn. So let's finish the movement over there. Let's have a quick look at some other stuff. Fissia, Ilium, Lessus, yeah, I don't really care. I mean, I do care enough to send those ships, obviously, but not, I don't care to do anything more than that. Ilium, I'm actually going to leave those 2 ships in a hangar, because I might need them at Ilium very, very quickly, because the enemy is amassing at my gates. Oh! Oh! Did I say something about the enemy and amassing at my gates? I did not expect that! Holy Toledo! Okay, I do have this upgrade and we need that right now. Guys, I think we have a very important proposal. Invite to Alliance. You have to pay us for that though. All that you have. And by all, I mean all with the 27 dust, that's not a lot. And they are losing dust on top of that because they cannot make them give me anything else. Okay, so how about you give me technology? I don't need that, I don't need that, I don't need that. No. No. Maybe? Not really, but maybe? Maybe, I have no idea what adaptive... Oh yes, I do know, it's great, but it will make... And soil revivification on top of that. I will give them something in return, don't worry. What I'm going to give them? Focus plasma? Maybe, I'll think about it. Condensed plasma. Which is better, focus or condensed? And that's extreme fusion, then I have no idea. Personal shielding? I might as well give them that. It will also allow them to get more luxury resources, and because of that they will be able to trade them with me, which is also of good. Will they accept this offer? No, indeed they will not, so I need to give them something more. What can and indeed do I want to give them? Solar mining, because it only gives access to energy absorption and target lock, which is not that big of a deal. But I do also need to give them something on top of that, so this will be personal shielding offer, unless I can get something more. Advanced biotics. Yeah, it is apparently a pretty nice deal, so I will go for it. And they accepted. Now we are awesome, and we might just be able to pull it off. There's 4 of us, but there's 3 of them. They are not. That said, none of those guys are united with each other. Well, they are at peace at best, but not really united, which means that we have better potential than anybody else does, which gives me hope for the future. Let's say that. because all in all the matters look pretty grim, to be quite honest with you. Okay, let's have a quick look. We are losing a very small amount of dust, so we might as well decrease our tax to mere 5%, which I like. I'm losing, again, a lot of dust right now, but my research has, well, it isn't such a big difference, not even 100 research per 10, but it is a difference. So I'll go with that. Lucia apparently got very unhappy over a sudden, but again, the decreased tax is going to fix this a little bit, which is nice. So, my fleet is not able to do so, we have to wait one more turn, which is fine by me. Let's wait one more turn. Also, the problem with moving to Korea is that I will not really be able to walk in there, because in order to walk in Korea you have to have this serial number per se from your personal ID or something that you can get only if you are a Korean citizen. You can pay for it, but you have to pay for a really huge amount of money for that, so I'm not too keen on doing that. The only exception to that is if you are an English teacher, a native speaking English teacher, preferably from the United States. And there is a funny thing actually. A Korean Institute, Korean Center Institute, suggested that I go there and as an English teacher and pretend that I'm from the United States. Apparently everybody does that and nobody cares about it. Which I actually know a friend that is from Canada and went there pretending that he's from the United States and everybody believes it. Then again, Canada doesn't really, they still use English, so that doesn't really matter all too much. But you get the point. Don't worry, I'm not gonna do so. I will not content to spool kids to listen to me every day, which will be pretty horrible. Let's have a quick look. Also, I'm not the best teacher in the world. I don't imagine I am. Well, I did manage to teach you a bit about endless space, but it is different, I believe. So let's ask how about. Finally, it took a while. It's not going to be too difficult, hopefully. A lot of kinetics and even more kinetics. I have to make sure that those will not get through, which is going to be very difficult, unfortunately, blocking the damage because it is persistent. I need to either kill them as quickly as possible or try to negate as much damage as possible. I'm not too sure which option I want to choose just yet. But actually, you might be surprised, but my English writing skills are pretty decent. I can write some very nice articles, or at least that's what people told me when I sent them those articles. It's just my speech that is horrible. I mean, you cannot really argue with that. And what do I want? I'll select it for now, but do I want... I didn't have time to actually decide. So, and for magnetic field, it should allow me to reflect a little bit more damage than usual. I think I did take some damage already, though I'm not too sure about that. They disrupted my weapons, which is not that big of a deal. What I can go for next is short circuit. That is another possibility that I could try, because short circuit means that their weapons will be hitting much less, and the enemy is dead already. That went well, way better than I expected, actually, which... Oh, did you see? My fleet, OMG, this is a look for my generations, for generations to come to admire. This is an armada and a half. This is what I want to see from endless space. You know what, I think I'll go for this strategy more often now. I'll just make a lot of ships that are smaller ships that I can put all together in a single fleet, which looks kinda awesome. Imagine how great it would be if I had the upgrade that would allow me to get me in 4 additional ships, because I can get 4 more command points in my fleet indeed, which would be epic. Imagine how cool that would look. Okay, so I have a choice right now, a pretty difficult one on top of that. I can either, as soon as the enemy is going to try and attack me, make a full-on retreat to my citadel or Ilium system and defend there, or maybe even counterattack PANCZASU, whatever. Or I could continue with my assault of United Empire. And you know what? I think this might be what I will need to do, because if I can get those systems quickly, then it will be all good in the end. That said, those ships are making their way into Rotterdam. I don't believe this fleet is going to be able to stop them. However, it will knowing the air, it will stall for as long as possible, cheating as much as possible before actually reaching Rotterdam. I don't want this to happen. I want my hero to start conquering and dividing as soon as possible. So I am going to send him to Rotterdam straight away. As soon as I get... Never mind, it will take me ages to get this outlet, so I'm gonna send him there right away. Probably it will be shorter by using this path than just going intergalactically to Ein, I'm not sure. I'll let the AI decide. And the AI decided in the same way I decided, which means that we are on the same level. Probably not, but let's assume it does actually mean that. Okay, so I am amassing my fleets, and this is good. It means that I will not be completely defenseless against anybody that might come and try indeed to eat me alive, which is pretty much a possibility. With Cravens, they are indeed devices after all. Think about Cravens though. Remember that they are consuming planets, which means that every planet that they conquer is super productive in the first couple of turns, then it's no more productive in the next few turns, but then it is very unproductive till the end of the game, so they just have to keep expanding. If we can stop them from doing just that, we might do just fine. And what I like is the fact that they are indeed what looks to be, never mind, Hordes are just scanning the curves, but scouts usually means assault incoming. That's at least what I hope for, which might indeed save us, because if Hordes should declare one of Cravens, then this will get us off the hook from Cravens. I do need that a lot, needless to say. Okay, and anything else that I should do this very turn? I don't believe there is. Let's have a quick look at our tech tree, see what we gained actually, because I'm pretty sure I know what we gained. Okay, first of all, we got our extreme armor reduction, which is important, and we need to actually go for it. But I'm lazy and it is dull to show it on camera, so I'm not going to go for that just yet. Same thing goes for electric taxation systems. It is very important, I need to go for it. Not just yet though, because it is boring to show on camera. You just have to remember to make sure that the cost is smaller than the amount of dust to gain from this upgrade. So you have to make sure that the planet you install this on has at least 4 pollution marks, which is pretty much every single system I have. Even Neville's have more pollution than that, so I just have to go for this upgrade in every single system I have, and I'll make a lot more dust. That said, dust is not a big concern for me right now, because I have a lot of it. I might just wear with this upgrade for a little bit. Armor reduction though is obviously always a winner. Also, where are the antibiotics I got? I'm quite curious what they do. Oh, here they are, so there is something. Trader bonuses from this. Oh, this is great. We need to get that as well. I'm not sure if this is worth 7 dance though, so I'll have to think about that. Still, it is a nice bit of research that I got for pretty much nothing. Gaining an ally and making sure that the ally is able to trade luxury resources with me. That's a win-win situation if I ever seen one, so I believe this is nice. Can we end a 10? I believe we can. There's not much else we can or indeed want to do. And you know what time it is time to drink a juice. And again, how long have we been doing this? 25 minutes, 77th actually, since I started the timer, and on top of that, I started recording quite a bit before that, so I might as well not drink that juice today. I'll open it tomorrow, so that it will last for one more day, just in the case that I'm unable to drink it all too quickly. Instead, I'll drink a sip of water. That said, I already finished its turn, so I should start acting now, but well, it's still making some moves, so I excused a little bit. That was my commentary while drinking. Impressive, isn't it? Yes, I know. You are just impressed as I am of myself. Okay, so it looks like he should have decided to join me in there. Also, if I can only click select those fleets, please. No. Okay, this fleet is big, and this. Okay, so those are 3 pretty big fleets. They are, wow, no match for the Empire though, but they are going to help me quite a bit. Now, the problem is this hero is not gonna stand. He doesn't have a chance to actually stand out in survive this battle. Well, what I will do is retreat this fleet, because it is not retrofitted and it would be a shame to lose it. Excuse me. Or would it be? Because I will need to spend a lot of money to retrofit it. How much exactly? It is at Rotanev. So, oh, I cannot even... I know I cannot retrofit it because it is not in my system, but I would like to check how much it would cost me if I indeed would like to retrofit it. But I guess it doesn't matter, I'll just sacrifice it. It will be my cannon fodder. My little cutesy cannon fodder. That's a title for Korean drama. Not really. Okay, so you two might as well join up. Actually, you cannot, because 4 plus 5 equals 9, so I need to take care of one of those areas and then merge those 2 fleets together. and then those two fleets together. So we have already one fleet maxed out, which is Epsilon. This is nice, might as well order it to guard this area because it is as powerful as it can get, aside from intercepting the ships, of course. So it is already capable of stopping the intruders, at least for a while. It is a decent sized fleet after all. I'm still the worst in terms of my command points, but I got to the place of being a second worst in terms of my sheer military strength, which makes me happy because apparently I'm making progress. In terms of that, it is nice and good to know. My knowledge dropped though. I have no idea why and how. Maybe it is because I exchanged some knowledge with the pilgrims. It might be it. I'm not too sure about that though. I don't know. And it doesn't really matter now, does it? No, indeed it doesn't. So let us end the turn yet again. I want to have a battle before we end this video. I really do. So how about we just aim for that? One more battle and then we can end this video cast. Oh, as for the heroes playthrough, that I forgot to mention I was supposed to do that. I'm a dummy. It is going well. We are having severe problems actually trying to make our games work because this game is a buggy piece of junk, but we know that you care about it a lot and we enjoy playing it again regardless, so we are doing our best and we try to give you the epic battles as soon as possible, provided that GameSlayer doesn't die to AI again. Which is a possibility, unfortunately. Hopefully it will not happen though. Oh, I cannot start capturing the system because he already did that? That's not a big issue with me, to be quite honest, because if that is the case, I'll just travel to Bani. No big issue, no big deal for me. And yeah, this is going to be a problem, isn't it? You know what? Let Hisho deal with that, actually. You know I am a nasty piece of a guy. I shouldn't do so, I just did it. Sorry, Hisho, I gave you the lot in the first place. You should be thankful of what you got and not complain, right? Right, guys? I hope this is the case. Otherwise, they might be pretty bad at me. Well, thankfully, it is an AI, so it doesn't really know all too much that what on earth is happening. It just can calculate. It cannot really think or make any logical conclusions. Well, it can make conclusions, except that they are strictly logical and actually not so much. If that made any sense. It did in my brain, but my brain is known to function a little bit differently than everybody else's brains. Okay, so that's how I could look. Oh, well, there isn't really all that much to do here. I just need to merge a bunch of stuff. Having quite a nice amount of fleets, I would actually like to go ahead and invade the system, but I'm still not quite ready to do so yet. I am not so much, I'm afraid. So, as I said, we're waiting for the battle to occur. And I don't care for how long... Oh, poor Hisho. For how long this video is going to drag on for, but I want to have a battle. I only had one this video cast, and I don't like it. It is definitely below average. 2 battles in a video cast is probably also below average, but I want to have a battle. So far this video cast has been mostly informative, but nothing more than that, and as usual has also been having quite a bit of gibberish from my part. So I wanted to change that. I want to have a battle so that we have a little bit more excitement in here. And oh boy. As I said, this is very important that this hero gets a very cool ability that I don't quite remember which it was, so I can go for the safe thing, go for the veteran, unlock the hyper skilled ability, and then get the skill that I was talking about, which is crazy good. So I have a balance of titanium, I don't care about that, and a matter, I don't really care about that either. Let's finish the movement on all of my ships. You made it to Bani. That's good. How about we start with the radar? Esa is more important, obviously. But the radar would provide us with a battle. But Esa is more important. No, we're going to Esa. Knowing that Empire, it will try to catch up to us and actually deal some damage. And this is a fleet that I should be wary of. So what I'm going to do is make those 3 ships a fleet, attack the enemy, and in and out a battle. That is too small to actually count as a battle, let's be quite honest. And then retreat back to hangar. That's a pretty pesky and smart thing to do, I believe, if I may say so myself. I probably may not, but honestly, who are you to silence me? You have all the rights to silence me, don't get me wrong, but how exactly are you gonna do this? You're not sitting next to me, so I might as well talk all the gibberish I like. And there's nothing you can do about it. Oh yeah, it feels good. Okay, can you please engage in a battle with me, United Empire, or whoever else? Please? I need that. Not only because I want to end this videocast, I also, with each turn of not having the dust upgrades, I'm losing this dust per se. I mean, I'm not gaining it, so I'm losing it. I don't want this to happen, but I don't want to get those upgrades on camera because it's dull. So, the straight conclusion was with the lag. Oh, that's the enemy trying to use. That's not nice. So, the obvious conclusion is that I need to finish the videocast to be able to do some stuff off camera. Lesser steers, you have some stuff to do. Oh, well, I guess I can go for that. Might as well. Buyout bonus? Well, I might need a buyout bonus. I might as well go for that. Actually, it costs money. So I will not go for that. That's because it costs money and I don't believe I actually really need a buyout bonus at all. In this system anyway. And more areas, because why not? Other systems are good for now. And oh come on, you just started, don't tell me you started capturing. I want Asa, you. I don't want he should have Asa, you know. I really don't. I will go for Ranas though right away. Though I cannot do that just yet, unfortunately. I could swear that the AI of this is just doing so to annoy me. It certainly seems this way. Okay, I don't know if the enemy is or is not blocking Ratanef, and it is a risky assumption to say he is or is not. So instead, I'm going to travel intergalactically to straight into Oyad. Will I be able to arrive in time? I'm not actually too sure about that. What I might be forced to do is get a dark energy rifle and speed this up on top of. I cannot speed this up, but I will get it before the enemy can capture the system, which is something, I guess. So it will give me maybe a single more turn of defense. Maybe, who knows, I'm not too sure myself. We'll see how it goes. And again, quite a lot of fleets. Send it to general direction of loss. We need as many fleets as we can get in there right now. So let's make sure that those fleets are indeed full. Okay, there are areas and some more areas. It's nice, we can match those two together. Yes, indeed, that's all good to go. And those pesky Hisho, they keep notice that as soon as I leave the system that I wanted to capture, but they started capturing, they resign from their intentions, and it's just like they're trying to be annoying. It's like this game doesn't like me. It doesn't, it really doesn't. I love this game, but it hates me. It's like this situation when you have this really annoying boyfriend that you hate and you don't want him, and you would like to get him off your chest, but with every insult that you do to him, he's just even more in love with you, which is really annoying. I imagine I never had this situation, fortunately. Especially not with a boyfriend there. Ceasefire, I'll give them Monday artifacts, they give me 2 dust. F you, that is an insult, that is just an insult, got a killed upgrade, I really did. Queue that up, and that. Man, there's a lot of stuff that we need to do already that I'm holding off on, simply because it's against the pace of the game, and yes! Thank you very much, a battle, and we can end the video guys after that. Whew, funny. Actually, I'm sweating a little bit, so I'm going to increase the power of my powerful air conditioner. It's a dark energy construction that I recovered from the endless at the edge of times. Yes, indeed. Yada yada yada. Okay, so last time magnetic field worked pretty well, so I'm going to go for this again. And yes, I will try to go for short circuit after that. I don't need ultimate defense because it does not give me quite as much effectiveness of deflectors as anything else, and I don't really care about decreased beam damage because I don't simply quite have any beams whatsoever. The enemy has rockets as well. Missed that one. They're green rockets equal trouble. I lost one area already. I will lose another one as soon as those rockets hit, probably. I do deal a huge huge amount of damage though. I really like what I see right here. I am simply able to obliterate the enemy fleet and only lost a single iron process. One other though is severely damaged. I will need to repair that ASAP. That said, they were both area 8s, so they are pretty well behind in terms of technology, though all of my ships are area 8s and 2 area 9s in this fleet, so I guess it's not so great. Still, I did kill them out very much so okay in this engagement. Will they engage me again? I don't know, but I want to engage them. They got killed by Hishio apparently, and this is so unfair. I'm PANCZASU, the mighty mix spammer. If you enjoy watching my videocast, then please like it and maybe even subscribe to my channel. Also, feel free to leave a comment because I love reading them. That's all for me. Thank you for watching and I'll see you online.